Come here, sit down by the fire and let me tell you the tale of Askeladd, Dragonborn. You may know the stories of the last Dragonborn, who reached into the heavens and shouted down the World Eater, a noble son of Skyrim and proud Nord blessed by the heavens. Well, that is the story that you will hear around, but it is not the true story. This is the truth that no one wants you to hear. Askeladd had the most downtrodden of beginnings, and he was no Nord, let me tell you. He was the son of a witch of Namira, who was captured and enslaved by Thane Olav Whiteeye and forced to his bed. The half-blooded boy entered this world bound by Nordic chains, and from the moment he could understand the whispers that curled off his mother's tongue, prophecy and dark gods wormed their way into his mind. When his mother passed, Askeladd the dragon was born, and he breathed fire onto the home of Olav, and all who knew him then were made cinders. Cloaked in the ash of his crimes, he made stowaway and ventured Tamriel only for destiny to drag him back here, to Skyrim. I've heard rumors, cannibal cults, prison breaks, all before he would be praised as a hero for thwarting the dragons. But what happened after, well, that is far worse. If you talk to the right people, you will come to find that the Dragonborn didn't feast eternal in Shaw's halls. He came back, and let me tell you, there is a reason why the Nords say he stayed, because what he became after was unthinkable. Askeladd, with a lust for power, submitted to Molag Bal and became a terrible beast who stalked the night, who unleashed countless nightmares upon the Reach, beckoning his return. Some even say he is the head of the Dark Brotherhood. I heard one man in Morthal say that he was cured of his vampiric curse, but I don't believe it. That's impossible. It must have been some kind of glamour or charm. After all, he did master the magical arts at the college. But as Askeladd's mind was encircled by memories of his mother's words, burdened by vows to free the Reach, he was called to war. He swore a false oath to Ulfric, helped those he hated gain control of the land, and cast off imperial yoke, and in exchange he was given the one thing that he wanted: Markarth. He was anointed Jarl Askeladd of the Reach, and he ruled as such. High King Ulfric would receive his tithes of silver for a time. As Jarl, he made the Reach a home for the natives, turning over old laws and rulings that favoured the Nords. He claimed his ancestral heirloom, an ancient glass sword of the Ghost Song clan, Alaxon, meaning perfection in the Elven tongue. And soon the Reachmen came to call him king. Yes, Nords will tell you that Ard Nuada, king of the Reach, and Jarl Askeladd were different people, but it's all a lie. They were one and the same, but of course, it is the curse of those who follow the dark gods to succumb to their treachery. Many followed Askeladd as Ard Nuada, king of the Reach, yet there were others, many once called the Forsworn, who vowed to place Madanach on the throne. In the dark of night, a trap was sprung, and those he thought among his allies entered his chamber, gagged him, and tried to kill him. He struggled and fought back, and lost an arm before he used hidden magics to escape. Askeladd was decried as a Nord puppet, and the return of Madanach, the true king, was praised. Askeladd fled to the wilds with the guidance of Namira, and he was ushered to a hagraven most ancient and wise. Some say she was his great-grandmother, but who can really know? In an old ritual employing foul magics, she took the arm of a Spriggan and knitted its thorns with his flesh, binding the wood to him and replacing the hand he had lost. Well, at least that is what is said by those who saw him in Whiterun some months ago, as he was challenged by a giant warrior of pure ebony. I can only assume he was victorious, because I heard from a friend of mine, a trustworthy man named Galland, and he said that he took who was unmistakably Askeladd to Solstheim for an unusually hefty sum. Welcome back to Fudge Muppet, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scott, and we today return to the continuing tale of Askeladd. It's been quite a bit of time since I last picked this up, and to reflect that, I really wanted to sort of create a backstory or bridging section that really sort of justified almost like the real world time that had been spent. And also, to be honest, I kind of thought the Civil War questline wouldn't be that interesting to show in-game, and most of all for the Let's Play in general, and this is kind of how it's been from the start, I kind of like to value the the role-playing and the actual story that's delivered over more so just the, just for the gameplay's sake, I guess. Especially considering that I've played Skyrim thousands of times, and just some parts aren't as interesting as others, but they're necessary to create a cool story. And also in the story, in mainland Skyrim at least, I couldn't actually make Askeladd for real King of the Reach, but with, some nice camera work and storytelling, we absolutely can. And, of course, he is, well, no longer King of the Reach. And I really wanted that sort of, I don't know, like, I wanted a nice ending. This is the final episode to Askeladd, and I wanted a not a triumphant ending, but I wanted the King of the Reach sort of triumph and stuff. I needed that kind of out of the way, I guess, for where I wanted to continue with him. I changed my mind after the end of the College of Winterhold questline, and I decided the Dragonborn questline really is the nice way to finish the story, and I liked introducing, little bits of myth and stuff in the backstory of this episode, that it's almost like he was, he's considered different people, like Ard Nuada, which is like King Nuada of the Reach, is like seen as different to this sort of Jarl Askeladd fellow, who was considered different to the Dragonborn, who people believe is a Nord, like there's sort of a myth and mystery created around him. And I've got some cool modded armor. I should probably show you different. So here's his sword, Alaxon. I just thought that was a cool name, means perfection. A Jarl's crossbow. He's got some stuff of Magnus still. Pretty standard fare, all boosting his one-handed and stamina this time around. Obviously, he's also defeated the Ebony Warrior. He's become a far more powerful character. And this Witch's Arm, this is given to him by a Hagraven. It's actually from the Armors of the Velothi mod. It's like a Telvanni thing. But anyway, I just thought the idea of having this sort of storied character, and of course he's bald now. This is like, I feel like one of the best ways to cheat character progression is to change the appearance. But he's got those Reach tattoos. He's gone through so much. He's had his arm cut off, and now he's got a fake prosthetic arm. I really feel like this is a really good way to end his journey, especially since, all the Reach stuff didn't pan out the way he thought he would. He never felt as good about it as he imagined he would. It wasn't the sort of... It's that kind of... I feel like this is him kind of free from destiny of, like, defeating Alduin. It's free from, having to be King of the Reach now. Like, while he did lose his, like, main goal, he achieved it, and then he lost it all, and realized that the Reachmen will never respect him the way he wants them to, or the way that he was sort of drummed up to be by his mother. Basically, fate has other things planned, and obviously Mirak's involved in that. The cultists throughout time have gone to hunt him, and I realize we're a few minutes into this, and I'm just sort of explaining stuff on top of explaining stuff, so we better get to it. But we are on Solstheim. We are doing the whole Dragonborn questline, and I think it's just one of the nicest ways to finish any sort of Skyrim playthrough. I feel like it's such a good end game zone, and also a bit of frame rate drop there. I'm a big Morrowind fan. I also feel like this save has had problems with some of the mods and bits and pieces, so going to an entire new location that I hadn't yet allows it to be modded, but without weird crossover problems. But anyway, we're going to do the Dragonborn questline. We're going to go straight to the Temple of Mirak and get started. And I'd love to have an epic duel with Askeladd and Mirak, the last versus the first Dragonborn. And man, mods really do make this place quite beautiful. And I'm going Nyx Hounds added from Creation Club. And the Morrowind Creatures mod. It's cool. I really do like seeing more mix of Morrowind creatures. Like, you've even got well, look at that rain. It's beautiful. They've also kept the Morrowind creatures mod. I do like how they can add creatures to sort of reflect border zones more. Like there is one where you can add, so it puts Shulk and Nyx hounds nearby in the Rift. Also, we've got like so many skill alteration. Like we've got put on the Ordinator mod, so that's refunded perk points, and we've redistributed them. So we sort of mastered lots of different things to feed the Ebony Warrior. I really want this to feel like the end of Askeladd's journey. So he's accomplished in all kinds of arts. In alteration, there is one really good perk called Kato's. Yes, this one, Kato's Preparation. Basically, automatically for free, giving you the best spell, flesh spell you know, so you don't have to bother with the hassle. And this cool arm comes with interesting spells that you can use, like this Toxic Cloud. Probably not all that effective, honestly.
Like the bite of a flea.
But yeah, not really in any need of money, but I can't help it. Why not? It's one of those things to be honest, I was losing a bit of steam with this this playthrough, and it's nice to. Oh look, it's a Kaguti. Next sound. Let's make it through this storm to Mirak's temple. But yeah, I didn't want to lose I didn't want to shoehorn all of the Thieves Guild and the companions in, because like it maybe could have been done, but I feel like his arc was getting a little, in terms of story, overextended. Like even perhaps the College of Winterhold, you know, he gets some wisdom and magical learning and stuff, and that helps him get to where he is now. But yeah, even seeing the Civil War on screen wouldn't have been that crazy good. Look at this, it's so beautiful. Like a sorrowful beautiful, but it's cool. This way. And he's got a crossbow archery, no bow of shadows, because honestly it's a bit ridiculous, but man, modded Skyrim can really carry a fresh experience for you. Like all of the mods, especially with Solstheim, I think it does a really good job. You'll notice that I've got lots of mods and stuff on changing the armor to preferences. Honestly, we had to change mods and so on for other videos that we just wanted to show, and then we just crashed. Okay, like I was saying, yeah, we've had to change mods and so on, and man, just crashes like that make me think of, just think of that as a Calpic slip or something, but momentary dragon break. But man, crash, I just cannot wait to have a game that doesn't need to be modded to look good and to have all the uniqueness and so on. You know, to keep it fresh. I can't wait till we get a real fresh Elder Scrolls 6 experience. Probably when I'm 30. We don't... Oh, there's this spell, but I don't really know if it actually doesn't really help us. Oh, I guess it's faster than sprinting, somewhat.
Here
Okay.
do we toil.
Fight against what is controlling you. You there. What brings you to this place? Why are you here?
Who are you?
I am Freya of the Scar. I am here to either save my people or avenge them.
Save them from what?
I am unsure. Something has taken control of most of the people of Solstheim. It makes them forget themselves and work on these horrible creations that corrupt the stones, the very land itself. My father Storn, our shaman, says Mirak has returned to Solstheim, but that is impossible.
This Mirak tried to have me killed.
Then you and I both have reason to see what lies beneath us. Let us go. There is nothing more I can do here. The tree stone and my friends are beyond my help for now. We need to find a way into the temple below.
Well, I'm just gonna get to it then.
Find
I'll
out
ask.
from ourselves.
Isra, I'm here to help you.
Now you're...
Find your maker.
I think it's magic lantern time as well. There we are. Whoops. Alright, I'm more effective with a sword, honestly. And I'm even extra effective with the staff. Oh. Well, the staff when it's not blocked. I'm interested to see what we'll get with Elder Scrolls 6 in terms of a Daedric focus, because we've always kind of had one. It's been Mehrunes Dagon, then there's also Shivering Isles with Sheogorath, and then Apocrypha, and I guess Molag Bal kind of gets one a little bit through the vampires. Although I find that off we go. Also, I feel like one-handed... I don't know, there's just something so cool about using a sword one-handed, but not, but nothing in the other hand.
won't win!
Done.
We must be careful in these ruins. Traps can be anywhere, and there will likely be many. Mirak was trying to take power and protect himself.
Oh, and we already moved pretty quick, by the way, because of the Steed Stone and several other bits and pieces, like perks, like light armor perks and such from Ordinator. Ordinator really is a much nicer perk system. Oh, sorry, not Ordinator, Valkyrie, which is like the light version. Because sometimes it's just... Actually, I might get the staff. A bit over the top. We'll just quickly recharge my sword.
I do not fear death.
This is the most overpowered staff ever. And yes, I've got to continue using it. Ah, God, you and your wards. There we go. I don't need to recharge that. I feel like staff and swords are very cool playstyle you don't see often. And I really like the staff from just the visual sort of like very witchy, reachmany sort of thing. I like this Askeladd to have kind of become, even though he's not really a king anymore because of Matadark's betrayal, it kind of becomes like a witch king kind of vibe. I really liked the description of the Reachman as the witchman in some of the earlier books. I don't know, it's cool. I don't know, wait, it's like because witch you often hear used
Who's there?
for a
we
female character. Wonder if there's any reverses of that, like typically male sort of names being used for women, for like classes, like I don't know, like a just like I guess sorcerer might sometimes get used instead of a sorceress. They'll just say. Sorry, I'm in between. You know what? Fighting and trying to maintain a lane at train thought. It's a little bit struggle street. Oh, and I'm proper stuff.
There was no other way it could end.
Oh. Does this... I entirely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I actually also have shouts to it. I've also got several perks in the speech tree, which I feel fitting for a king or a man who was once king. I wonder what you guys would think about Let's Plays that are more contained, but a singular character for a single, like, basically non-main story derived ones, or things that sort of side quest focused, or things like that. Something you don't really see as much. Like, obviously this one started as a just simply as an anniversary playthrough that kind of morphed into a far more story-driven thing. Whoop. Well, I mean, it was story-driven from the beginning, but I mean, its focus became less just completionist and more narrative. Does that make sense?
I do not fear death.
I apologize for any incohesive rambling, because
There was no other.
it's been 6 months. I'm a little rusty, to be honest.
Way it could end.
Okay. I've been very, very focused. Actually, I'm quite familiar with this. I am getting staggered the hell out of. There we go.
I'm not going down. It would be foolish to.
I've been going deep down rabbit holes of Daedric princes and stuff, and Hermaeus Mora was obviously the first one. But definitely check out that Hermaeus Mora videos, what they don't tell you about Hermaeus Mora. If you haven't, because it has some very interesting insights, I think, on why Hermaeus Mora wants Dragonborn characters to serve
All Maker protect me.
him. Damn, all these people got the staggered heaps. There we go. I'll just get rid of this guy. There's something always kind of like romantic might be the wrong word, but mythic or interesting about characters who vanish. Like the idea that the Dragonborn has, will leave and then leave Skyrim and never to be seen again, because the idea that he left for Solstheim, and that's kind of what I went for with Askeladd. Like, last he was seen ever, this hero, it's like the rumors have it that he fled Solstheim for some reason, and while that will never be like broadly acknowledged or whatever he did there, obviously he's going to defeat Mirak and so on. Similar to how the Nerevarine disappeared, or the rumors say, I think in Oblivion, that he went to Akavir. And it's cool. I really like those kinds of open-ended, mythic sort of feeling endings.
I do not know what it is Mirak learned that gave him reason to turn on his masters. I am sorry. I will.
Whoop. Whoops. Okay, a bit much. What have I got? This.
I thank you for your
I also really do like the better shaped weapons. I don't know, maybe it's just a me preference thing. And yeah, I say that as I've got like this really like alien looking glass sword. However, I do like both. But see how that's like demonic and it's sort of measured? It's the Daedric battle axe. It's just not as crazy, but it still looks fantastical. This might be a poorer example, but I feel like it's close enough. I don't mind like stretching the fantasy. Like Oblivion, for the most part, did a pretty good job. Just feel like some of you get some proper paddle swords with vanilla weapons in Skyrim.
This may be worth exploring.
That actually looks way creepier when you look at it from there.
I shall not fall.
God, I hate that locked thing. The sideways power attack has a chance to disarm in this, but didn't work on him.
How much deeper can this be?
It's also so cool, I don't know, at least I think so, the prosthetic. The idea of having a fantasy prosthetics is never really, it's not really seen much in fantasy, which is strange. Like if you have all of these different enchantments and stuff like that, would it be so crazy to be able to enchant some wood or an armor to, you know, bond with a human? Like you can bond demons like Daedra to your will by summoning them, or create Daedric weapons or armor. Is it so crazy to imagine that you could do the same with a with magic, enchanting like, I don't know, wood or metal, getting some like guts like Berserk from Berserk, like that kind of arm. I don't know. I feel like magic just basically, I think that's one of the cooler things about magic is sometimes you can get that weird contrast in the societies of like highly advanced tools but are able to exist because of magic, but it also happens to coincide alongside other things that you see, like that aren't as, you know, advanced, clearly. It's just a cool contrast. Like having prosthetics in a like, you know, real, like, you know, better than what we can do prosthetics, but in a fantasy medieval world or what have you, or post-Renaissance or whatever.
There must be something more. Look around. I will let you know if I find anything in the dining area.
That's right. There's a.
I knew it.
I've got to get this
The
stuff.
secret passage in the dining area just opened up.
The staff's constant
This
ward
must
can
be it.
sometimes be
Let us move quickly.
annoying.
I wonder if there is something here that tells the story of Mirak. It is eerily quiet. I do not suspect that will be the case the further we go. Be on your guard.
Down we go. You'll get to see a nice statue at the end of this hall. Whoa, something's.
Someone there.
Whoa.
I do not Do not fear death.
I should probably...
There was no other way.
That is the statue of Timaeus Mora. That's at, I think, Mandagora Sprouts. It's got a really cool series. Obviously, I've also got Winter Sun, so I could worship Timaeus Mora. But I also have that for other... I'm not going to start now, really. It's too late in the playthrough, I think. Worshipping Daedra. Oh, different gods. Honestly, one thing about Let's Plays and stuff in general... well, hold on. Let me have this moment.
There are dark magics at work here. Ready yourself.
Alright.
Look. It seems wrong somehow. Here.
Man, that was so cool when I first played it. Like, first seeing the trailer for Dragonborn DLC.
When? What? Who are you to dare set foot here? You are Dragonborn. I can feel it. And yet... So you have slain Alduin. Well done. I could have slain him myself back when I walked the earth. But I chose a different path. You have no idea of the true power a Dragonborn can wield. This realm is beyond. You have no power here. And it is only a matter of time before Solstheim is also mine. I already control the minds of its people. Soon they will finish building my temple, and I can return home. Send him back where he came from. He can await my arrival with the rest of Tamriel.
What happened to you? You read the book and then... It seemed as though you were not really here. I could see you, but also see through you.
Not really sure. I saw Mirak on a dragon.
Where? Where is he? Can we reach him? Can we kill him?
Somehow, reading this book took me to where he was.
This is a dangerous thing. We should return to my village and show this to my father. Perhaps Thorn can make sense of what is going on. Come, there looks to be a way out through here.
It's one of the things I don't know if you guys know, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned it earlier, but for me, the big appeal of Let's Plays and playing through so many stories in Skyrim, and I love emergent storytelling and so on, the idea that you do things in different order or come across different things that shape your own story, is that I'm much bigger on storytelling than I am even, and like characters and so on, much more than the actual gameplay. I mean, I love gameplay too, like the building stuff, but obviously, like, you know, engaging combat, for example, is not like why people play Elder Scrolls. But it's the stories that you create, and it's something I really, really do like, and I love about just the Elder Scrolls in general. And trying to think of new ways
You see that
to...
green light? That comes from the Windstone, where my people work against their will. They must be freed soon.
But yeah, just doing hundreds of hours of Let's Play isn't necessarily my jam. Perhaps in the future we might make characters.
The village is just ahead. Storn has
you know,
used his magic to raise a barrier around it, protecting the few of us left. That the barrier is still there is a good sign.
Can do small episodes of like singular let's plays or characters or so on, like, but sort of start the character at say like level 20, or they're sort of midway through their journey, or something like that, or have a very specific purpose in mind instead of something as broad. Something I shill it all the time, but I do talk about Kenshi a lot. The sort of indie post-apocalyptic sword punk game. And one thing I love about it, walkthrough, come on, is I just absolutely adore about it is that you have no main story, there's no purpose, you just go and live and exist in the world and sort of craft your own story, and it's
Father,
a lot of
I have
emergent
returned.
storytelling.
There is yet hope.
Freya, what news do you bring? Is there a way to free our people?
No, but I have brought someone who has seen things. He has confirmed that Mirak is indeed behind the suffering of our people.
I feared that it would be so.
But how is that possible? After all this time?
I fear there is too much we do not yet know.
Please, tell Storm what has happened.
Real quick, I like to imagine that when the cultists first attacked me, that none of these statues and stuff had really been, none of the stones had been, had the stuff built around them yet. Like, Mirak was only just starting, but then in the years since, this indoctrination has led to them all creating the stones, and now we're at the point where so much of Solstheim's been taken over by Mirak's influence.
If anyone
Now that
knows
I've arrived.
now, it is you.
What's...
So you have seen things, yes. My magic grows weak, and so does the barrier around our village. Time is short. Tell me what you know.
Mirak is behind what's happening to your people.
How do you know this?
I read a book in Mirak's temple and went somewhere. Mirak was there. God, that is not convincing.
The legends speak of that place. Terrible battles fought at the temple. The dragons burning it to the ground in rage. They speak also of something worse than dragons buried within. Difficult to imagine, but if true, it means what I feared has come to pass. Mirak was never truly gone, and now has returned. If you could go to this place and see him, are you like Mirak? Are you Dragonborn?
I am.
Then perhaps you are connected with him. The old tales say that he too was Dragonborn.
What does it mean if we're both Dragonborn?
I am unsure. It may mean that you could save us, or it may mean that you could bring about our destruction. But our time here is running out. The few of us left free of control cannot protect ourselves for much longer. You must go to Saring's Watch. Learn there the word that Mirak learned long ago, and use that knowledge on the Windstorm. You may be able to break the hold on our people there, and free them from control.
Cool.
May darkness never touch you. Put an end to this evil magic.
By the way, that earthquake shakiness before was one of the mods I've got that basically makes Red Mountain erupt every now and then. And then ash storms can come and hit Solstheim for a time afterward. Oh, we've got Reekling invaders. The reason I'm not losing health, by the way, is because I'm like absorbing health with my sword. I'm not see, I just lost health there, but and because of the UI, I've got it disappears if it's not, it takes it off the screen if it's not being used. So you've just got a nicer sort of look. Let's throw a save because crashes do happen. I really do. One thing that's interesting about Solstheim is the mix of Morrowind and Norse. I always have a preference for places where you see cultures mix. I think that's also why I like the Reach a lot and Reachman Law, because they clash with the Bretons and such. Well, I swear I heard a voice just then, and I'm not sure if it's that the guy jumping himself into the sky. There are Reeklings everywhere. It's funny how the skull in Morrowind's Blood Moon DLC are just far more warrior-like. Like, they've got all of their, like, you know, same sort of All-Maker lore and stuff, but they're just a bit more brutal and hardy. Whereas and like, you know, even their armor and stuff, that's all, like, spiked and chain melee kind of stuff. In this, they're a little bit more, oh, God. In this, they're a little bit more just kind of straight up Eskimo type characters. Come on. This one? Nah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is interesting. Hold on. Let's just learn the word. Whoa! Oh, it's above me. I don't know why I'm picking these things up. Just with loot, sometimes you just see a high value item and you're like, oh, I could sell that. But yeah. Oh, I do have a bow. That's right. And that's why I got a bow. For this particular purpose. Okay, let's go down. It's nice having ebony crossbow or like different. Whoa, things getting a little hectic. Dun, 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 dun. Nice. Oh, here we go. Mirak's here to show off. Where? Okay, I guess not. I think that was a little... Mirak was supposed to appear there. This is so random. Why? Look at the storm in the night over the Skull Village. It's cool. Bendwill. Let's just run back for a change. Let's go parkour. Oh. I just don't even want to. I don't want to hurt that spriggan of nature. Actually, it's kind of like cool, but I'll just hold my hand up for a second. You can see that it's like that arm. It's like a spriggan's arm, which is kind of what I wrote in the lore. Well, the backstory for this character, instead of his arm being lopped off, and instead of it being like a Telvanni prosthesis, it's a spriggan's. Look, it's honestly, it's why it doesn't clip perfectly, but it's cool enough to make him look like an old, wizened ex-king, ex-College of Winterhold archmage, ex-vampire, just a really storied history. This King of the Reach.
Is that magic? Careful.
Wait. What am I gonna need?
Go! What?
Oh, whoops. I am running this on master difficulty. I'm not trying to. It's just, you know, when you're a level 81 character and everything's super powerful, but like I said, I'm here for a story, not a challenge. Why can't I just leave? Let's return to Storn. All in the course of a single night. We're doing well. Hey, wake up,
The
mister.
air is different. We are safe, which means you have succeeded.
Your people are free.
So it is. You have proven yourself an ally to the Skull, and so the Skull shall be allies to you.
What do we do now?
If you have released the Windstone and broken the hold on my people, perhaps you can do the same for the rest of Solstheim. I doubt it will fully stop whatever Miraak is doing, but it may slow his progress.
It's not enough. I need to stop Miraak now.
I cannot help with that. None here can. You will need the knowledge Miraak himself learned. You will need to learn more about this black book.
Tell me more about the book, then.
Miraak had this? This does not look like something of the dragon cult. It is a dark thing, unnatural. I would have nothing to do with it. But the dark elf wizard, Neloth, he came to us some time ago, asking about black books. I believe he knows a great deal about them. Perhaps too much. Seek him out to the south. Be cautious, Dragonborn. There is something else at work here. I'll make a shelter you.
Okay. Okay. Morning time, and off we go to Tel Mithrin, which has had a nice healthy upgrade, which you will see eventually. Enemies everywhere. Did we... This is the main reason we keep the staff too, because the soul trap. Now we'll just recharge the staff. Nice. Ah, yes. These guys.
I never said it would be, but either way, we have to try. Whether we succeed or not, it'll stir up some of the old blood in this crowd.
I'm not going to lead them to their deaths if they aren't ready.
Then train them. What are we doing here? We should either get used to staying here, or be preparing to retake the hall. You're having us do neither.
Yeah,
But your
not my
stomach is
problem. Oh. Breton. Kind of looks like the Ebony Warrior. I was not the right target to pick. You can kind of see the improved Tel Mithrin now. Like, you can see the docks down the bottom. So it looks like there would actually be a settlement that would go across the sea. It seems like it has just a little bit of infrastructure, you know what I'm saying? Like, rather than just being a mushroom tower. Let's also free this reach. Oh, he should also have some cool armor, actually. Because, as do a bunch of the different Dunmer characters, because the armor's a Velothi mod, which is very cool. Like, actually, this wasn't useful, was it? I'll just straight up.
Time to die. Get him.
Cool.
Yes, Sarah.
Oh, look at that. I'm going to ignore what's going on over there. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, see, here's an example. So,
From that look on your face, I'm guessing you've never seen a silt strider before.
oh,
Keep
this
your
is...
hands to yourself. And what might you need?
That's just a straight up new NPC added. So this is the Ashlander Seer.
And
Look,
what
it's cool.
might you need?
There's this little Nyx Hound.
What was that?
Oh my god, why detect me? Look at the Silt Strider. And also got scamps going on. Some of these guys, I think it's Fourth Unknown is the model author, and he is I think he's working on Skywind something. So a lot of his models are from that project. I think I'm not sure 100%, but they look really good. That's Silt Strider. God, I love the sound. I could just sit here and listen to the... Oh, it's just such a beautiful sound. I love the Silt Strider. And yeah, these cool guys. Anyway, let's... I could also take off this magic lantern. I don't need it anymore. Oh, that coo of it. I don't know what you'd call it, but like, God, it's so nice. So for starters, we've got ourselves a little Telvanni gate at the front with a Telvanni guard.
Keep moving.
And you've actually got little scamps and Daedra Guardians and stuff, which makes sense. They're like wizard lords, there's extra buildings. I forget it's a if it's a general store. No, it's a guardhouse.
Is summoning work? If you must know, I am trying to get this Ash Guardian spell to work. Now let me concentrate. Besides, shouldn't you be worrying about the damage to the tower?
Master Neloth has tasked Alenia with repairing the tower. Why aren't you doing this in the lab, where it would be safer for all of us?
The lab is too small. Also, I need the Ashy Sword. Master Neloth knows...
Anyway, let's go see Neloth. Up. Okay, there we go. So look, it's got a scamp too here. Now look at this.
I wonder if a dragon could be captured alive. It would make a fascinating...
I don't recall inviting you into my tower. I do hope you make this worth my while.
He's got beetle armor. It's like, it's kind of this Telvanni beetle armor. If you actually look at some of the concept art that was for the original Morrowind of some of the Telvanni wizard lords, it's really cool, like almost like Dark Crystal inspired. And if you look at what Tamriel Rebuilt has done as work, I might throw up some of the concept art now, but I really like the idea of these really exotic, crazy, almost impractical armors because they have all of this magical prowess and they can do it like, I don't know, it's just cool. Anyways, back to the thing. Here you know where to find black books.
You refer to the tomes of esoteric knowledge that old Hermaeus Mora has scattered throughout the world? What could you know of them?
I found a black book, and I need to find more.
Found one? Yes. And you read it too, didn't you? Don't try to deny it. You've got the look. I can see it now. Dangerous knowledge is still knowledge and therefore useful. Usually turns out to be the most useful, in my experience.
I have to know what Miraak knows if I want to stop him.
Miraak? The one all the town folk are always chanting about?
Yes, you may have noticed he's trying to return to Solstheim.
Well, I knew something connected with Hermaeus Mora was spreading its influence across the island. I wasn't sure that it was in fact the same entity as this legendary namesake of the Central Temple, although the villagers seem quite convinced.
Do you know where I can find another black book?
Oh yes, they're not hard to locate once you know how to look for them. I have one here that I've been using to locate more.
You have a black book?
Yes, I haven't been idle while this fascinating madness engulfed Solstheim. But my book isn't what you're looking for. I'm quite sure it is unconnected with this Mirak. But I do know where to find a black book that can help you.
So you know where to find this black book, the one connected with Mirak?
Yes, I do. I haven't been able to get it, though. But maybe together we can unlock the secrets the Dwemer left behind.
The Dwemer? What do they have to do with this?
Forbidden knowledge was somewhat of a specialty of the dwarves, eh? You don't think they would just leave it alone, do you? It seems the ancient Dwemer discovered this book and took it to study. I found their reading room in the ruins of Nachardak. The book is there, but it's sealed in a protective case, which I wasn't able to open. But perhaps the two of us together will be able to get at the book. To Nachardak, then. Follow me.
See, it looks pretty awesome. Or at least I think so. There's a beetle, there's a variant where it actually has a closed helm. Michael made a video about it. I think it's in the mods that you need to play it for a fresh Dark Elf playthrough. It's really worthwhile. Why is Verona just standing there? Okay, where shall we go? Lead the way. Look, he's got a nice flowing cape as well. But to me, I kind of like the more ostentatious look of the Telvanni because, like, you know, you see them in Morrowind. They've got all kinds of quirks and things. Also, see the Clanfear Guardians are cool as well. Like, I love the idea of them bending Daedra to their will. Like, just make of Clanfears their slaves and might makes right type stuff, you know. And the Telvanni, so I was saying, is having in Morrowind, they've got all kinds of things, like all of their different slaves and crazy sort of jewels and artifacts and so on that they collect, if not to even use, but just to have them because they can. And that kind of, you know, ancient old scary wizards who collect all kinds of stuff and are completely disconnected from the whims of from the needs of the common man, or I don't know. I think it's just a cool thing to see, and they make such proper bastard characters, but they're like fun to have around, like Neloth, whose path tracking ability isn't the greatest apparently. Man, Skyrim can be made such a beautiful game. I always talk about it, but I cannot fathom what Elder Scrolls 6 is going to look like because there is so much time between now and then. Like, we're still awaiting Starfield, and by Starfield's release and when we fully see what that's going to look like. Although, I mean, it doesn't look like the most crazy thing I've ever seen, but look, to be honest, anything compared to Skyrim is going to look vastly better. Look at the Netch leather. That's the Creation Club one. The furs and stuff are a mod replacer.
I hope this is important. Let's be on our way then.
Oh, I have to follow him directly. I really like apocalyptic looks. There's just something so alluring to it. Like, I've always been very into post-apocalyptic settings, even if that is fantasy, the idea of lost civilizations and ruins and stuff like that, like this kind of look is... It's why I think I got so attached to Morrowind's sort of volcanic kind of look. Also, plenty of other reasons, but...
The book is housed inside that dome. I'll need to unlock the door for us. Let's get on with it.
I really enjoy lots of, like, obviously, like, Fallout. The reason I got into Fallout was because of my love of the Mad Max movies. And then beyond that, things like Kenshi or Nausicaa, even, like ones where it's like post-apocalyptic, which in a way is kind of how you can interpret the Elder Scrolls as a whole, because Elder Scrolls is a it's where like magics and gods and I hate it when I do that are far more. There used to be people far more advanced. Whoops. Oh my god, I missed a paralyzed man in the water. Like shooting fish in a barrel is the way it's supposed to be. I can't believe I missed that. Oh, we got another swimmer. Yeah, I can see it. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh, here comes an ash storm. So some people might find this annoying. Me, weirdly, I find it immersive. I kind of like that ash storms. Where? Did I? Okay. Oh, not one of these. Yep. There we are. But yeah, I find it kind of immersive. I like, you know, and it gives, I don't know, it makes it feel like there is a giant red mountain pluming ash, and I don't know. It's cool. Oh, I'll show you a, is this the Violent Burst one, I think? Yeah. It's a Telvanni. It's from the Arm. Oh, that it's wearing Siltstrider armor, that Reaver Lord. Which is another one of the, it's another one of the same guy's mods. I've forgotten his name right now. But it's a cool armor set. Made of the chitin of a Siltstrider. Hey, I wonder if that will look nice, potentially, or interesting. Or if also, if it's gonna... I can wear it in addition. Hey, that kinda... I don't know, that kind of flows nicely. Huh, I might wear that for just like the drip. Okay, finally we're getting Neloth to come here.
The Dwemer of Nachardak appear to have been fond of these.
Pretty sure it's got a red around symbol on the back.
Luckily, I found a cube to operate it inside on my last visit. I sealed the door when I left to keep out ignorant meddlers. Let me unlock it. The book is just in.
Let's get a save
So
going.
tantalizingly close. But trust me, no magic will open that. I'd have had the book already if it could. No, we'll have to do this the hard way. If we can restore the steam supply to this room, I'm certain I can open it. As you'll see, that's easier said than done. This way to the boilers. Follow me.
Okay, boiler room. Modded up, the Dwemer ruins also look pretty fantastic with the sort of like marbled floors and with a bit of sheen on them. And
Chardak, the city
like they just
of 100 towns. In its day, it was the largest of the great Dwemer archives, and perhaps the most advanced. In the old stories, when the Nords came to conquer it, it said that Dwemer submerged the entire city beneath the sea until the invaders gave up. I have my doubts, but the city was a marvel of Dwemer engineering, now reduced to this. As you can see, most of the lower levels of the city are flooded, but it isn't hopeless. The old Dwemer pumps still seem to work. Watch. But the pumps only operate when a cube is in the pedestal. Unfortunately, I only have one cube. These 4 boilers provide steam to the room upstairs. They're shut down, but they still respond to the control cubes. So, if we can find 4 more cubes, we can turn these boilers back on and restore steam power to the room upstairs. Then I should be able to open the book's protective case. Bring that cube. We'll need it.
Okie dokie.
Yes, here we are. This device shows the location of 4 more cubes in this section of the city. It looks like most of the cubes were moved to the lower levels, perhaps to try to control the flooding before the city was abandoned. Interesting. That would suggest that the city must have originally sunk during the first cataclysm of Red Mountain. Or that the Dwemer's servitors continued to try to preserve the city after their creator's disappearance. 3 of the cubes are through here. This seems like a sensible place to start.
It's interesting that theoretically, unless I am completely missing something, I feel like earlier civilizations, even now in history, like theoretically, steam power could be something that could exist, or even in a fantasy thing or something.
This easy to find, although knowing that Dwemer, I'd rather doubt it.
Because it's funny, like a lot of inventions don't theoretically could exist way earlier. Because, you know, there's in history, or you know, all you've got to, the only reason is as long as you've got the materials, it's the know-how that's obviously not there. And, you know, the process of invention is not straightforward.
In the city's days of glory, it was reputed to be able to assemble a complete automaton in a single day. Much of the Dwemer's army in the Battle of Red Mountain must have come from
Wait, what did that do again? Oh, whoops. Put it back. No.
Oh, good. Now we can see if we can find a way to get that next cube.
Can't remember. Do I need to go through? Ah, no, it's when the water returns. Well, I'll go get this one first, I think. Kind of does look cooler with a cape. Yeah, okay.
Fortunately, each cube we retrieve shuts down the corresponding...
Don't even know why I bother, to be honest. What's in here that I'd want? Nothing. Okay, something. But... this is fine though. Because now...
Let's see where this leads.
To the top. Man, a cape does really look cool. Makes a world of difference. Done and dusted. Is it just the one more? Oh no, it's not. It's
You'll need to lower the water level before we can proceed.
yeah, I could just keep that one for the moment. Man, I look like such a hero now with a cape.
Last cube is somewhere in here. Hope it won't require more around in this filth. I'd guess that must be the pump activator up there. But how to
He can handle that one. Surely Neloth can handle a mere single spider.
That's it. Don't touch anything else. Quickly now.
Here we go. Whoop. Oh, one of these is cool. Free soul gems. Okay.
That was easier than I expected. I'm glad you were here to do all the hard work. Now we can finally see about getting those boilers started.
Can't remember what's behind here. I don't really care either. Alright, boilers time.
Be as simple as using the cubes to turn on the 4 boilers.
Just take one of these and place that one there.
That seems to have done it. Good. It took longer than I'd hoped, but at least it's finally done.
Charge!
Going to head back up yes, and see if the reading room has steam. If so, it should be a simple matter to release the book.
It's actually crazy how, in a very realistic sense, how just overpowered the Dwemer would be in terms of, like, even just the Dwemer automatons. Like, they would just chew through any army. Like, swords, like, maybe, like, things to beat them apart, but like swords aren't gonna do jack against like metal constructions. Best luck's a hammer, I guess, beating it, but I feel like the effort to accomplish that. Here we go. Well, screw Neloth, I'm reading the Black Book. In I go. Inky.
I know you, champion. The Ogma in Flame was only the beginning. This is Apocrypha, where all knowledge is hoarded. Sate your thirst for knowledge in the endless stacks of my library.
Oh.
If you tire of the search, read your book again to return to your mortal life. For a time, the lure of Apocrypha will call back. It is your fate.
Apocrypha is such a nicely designed realm. I mean, especially with all the mods and so on. But biggest regret is that Bethesda never made, like, more DLCs. Okay. It's really cool that you can find them. You'll see it in the Hermaeus Mora video I did, but you can actually find them reading books. The Seekers, that is. I better recharge. Oop, that's fine. I might pop on that magical lantern too. That might help. Okay. I really like it. Funnily enough, I don't know if it's intentional, but the way the lighting mods interact with the... It makes everything look far inkier and wet and disgusting. In a good way, though, because you want Apocrypha to look kind of unappealing to be in. Oh, wow. That's actually hella quick. I just, Huh. Man, you can really... I mean, I actually had to do this all again quite recently for a video, but... Ready? Ready yourselves for the slowest conversation. Looking epic. Okay, let's go.
Well done, my champion. Your journey towards enlightenment has finally led you here to my realm, as I knew it would.
How do I respond? What do you want of me this time?
You have entered my realm. You have sought out the forbidden knowledge that only one other has obtained. You are Dragonborn, like Mirak before you, a seeker of knowledge and power.
Yes, I've come here to learn Mirak's secrets.
All that he knows, he learned from me. I know what you want. To use your power as Dragonborn, to bend the world to your will. Here then. Use the knowledge you need, although you did not know you needed it. the second word of power. Use it to bend the wills of mortals to your purpose. But this is not enough. Mirak knows the final word of power. Without that, you cannot hope to surpass him. Mirak served me well, and he was rewarded. I can grant you the same power as he wields, but all knowledge has its price.
So what's your price for the final word of power?
Knowledge. For knowledge. The Scar have withheld their secrets from me for many long years. The time has come for this knowledge to be added to my library.
I will talk to the Skull and bring you their secrets.
I know you will. And then I will give you the knowledge that you seek. Send the Skull Shaman to me. He holds the secrets that will be mine.
Okay, Dragonborn Force.
What happened? What did you see? Different people have very different experiences when reading these books. No wonder that Dwemer was so interested in that book. It was indeed one that Mirak used to advance his power as Dragonborn. But I assume there's some bad news. It would be unlike Hermaeus Mora to allow anyone to gain such knowledge without exacting a price.
He wants the secrets of the Skull in exchange for teaching me the third word.
What secrets could they have worth keeping from old Mora? Sounds like a bargain to me. Hermaeus Mora learned some fascinating new ways to skin a hawker, and you become the second most powerful Dragonborn that ever lived. Well, that gives me a lot to think about. I need to get back to Telmithran. I have some ideas about how to locate more of these black books.
I suppose we're going to.
Is someone there?
Well.
Need to get back. I have some ideas about how to locate more. You are no match for me.
That's why crossbows are handy.
Soon Mirak will return to resume his rightful Dunar over Solstheim.
And I'll take that gold. Am I gonna get it this time? All for me. Okay, let's then fast travel to the Skull Village.
Something isn't right, Fenar. I feel it in my bones and I smell it in the air. Baldur wouldn't leave without telling someone.
Don't worry yourself over nothing, Dior.
My mother was Skull, but she left
before you've seen
I was
40
born in
winters.
Skyrim.
Make my heart hurt.
So the dragons have returned. Well, the Skull have survived worse.
I spoke to Hermaeus Mora. He asked for the secrets of the Skull.
Hermaeus Mora. Old Herma Mora himself. So he is the source of Nirak's power. Of course. We have many tales of Herma Mora trying to trick us into giving up our secrets to him. And now he comes again for what we have long kept from him.
He said it's the only way he'll teach me the final word of Mirak's shout. Actually, first, what are the secrets of the Skull?
Ancient lore, handed down from shaman to shaman since the All-Maker first gave Solstheim to the Skull. How to talk to the wind, how to listen to the earth. These are our secrets. Nothing of power or mastery.
Why would Hermaeus Mora want your secrets?
We know him as Herma Mora, the demon of knowledge. It is in his nature to hoard secrets to himself. Their value to him is of no consequence. The very fact that the Skull have kept knowledge from him has merely increased his desire to have it.
He said it's the only way he'll teach me the final word of Mirak's shout.
So it falls to me to be the one to give up the secrets to our ancient enemy. I do not know if I have the strength to face him. With Nirak's corruption of the stones, the oneness of the land is disrupted, and our connection to the All-Maker is broken.
Alright, I'll restore the remaining stones.
It may. It should. And I will think on what you ask of me to decide if it is necessary or just another of Herma Mora's tricks.
Okay, off I go. I forgot about that. One thing I really love about the Elder Scrolls, and I think makes convincing world building, is, for example, we have his stories about, like, you know, the All-Maker giving Solstheim to the Skull, that there is sort of a cultural mythology that is separate from what a historian might try and put together. You know, you kind of have to, like, partition mythologies or local mythologies that are sort of are a basis for, like, kind of cultural rules and stories, or ones that kind of have a root of truth in the mythological history of the Elder Scrolls. It's weird because the Elder Scrolls complicates things because mythology is very much real. Like, there are gods that walk around and have done miraculous things, and magic is real. But at the same time, storytelling is still a thing, and people will develop and sort of take to stories that are more culturally favorable to them. So, you know, I think from my understanding, it would seem that the Skull are descendants of, you know, the ancient sort of dragon cult, dragon priest following Nords, and, you know, around like Varlock the Jailer and such. But yeah, and it wouldn't seem that it's that it was just given to them by the All-Maker and so on. And like, we've had like over 4,000 years of history. Well, there's 4,500-ish years of documented history. Okay, that was a strange spawn position. From that being from the first era to the fourth. But one can only assume before the first era that there is much more time involved. Because you've got, I think there's something, I think roughly, I mean this is using the companions' estimations of when Ysgramor came. It's like roughly 500 years before. Oh, Reavers. Oh, they're all free now. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Sorry, I'm notorious. I cannot hold a conversation while fighting at the same time. I do enjoy the Netch leather. I might need to... Let's use this. Okay, done. But what I was getting at was... What was I getting at? I was so rudely interrupted. Yeah, so... yeah, we have all of this history of... by the way, where am I headed? I wanted to go do this one first. And then I'll get the easy one at Raven Rock. Okay, but... and I'll throw a save just in case. But using Ysgramor's, the estimates that the companions give of Ysgramor when he came, it's like 500 years prior to the first era. And then I think humans in general, although I've got a really good video on that, about how humanity in general seemed to kind of be native to Tamriel. There's a lot of evidence for it, or being here a lot earlier than people once thought, instead of just the traditional sort of estimate of 8,000 to 1,000 years before the first era. Because remember, the Merethic era kind of works backwards, like kind of like BC, you know. So if you have ME 2000, it's like 2,000 years before. It's not referring, because you don't have an origin point of time. Well, one that is known. I mean, they say the Adamantine Tower 2,500 years, but it's one thing that's really cool between the mythology and history and the different cultures and all of their certain desires and rhetorics. Then you have all kinds of different potential versions of Tamriel's history and headcanons, and it's really cool. You know, something I kind of missed in... I really liked in Oblivion, and I'm glad they had Reeklings here. But that fighting goblin feeling is just a very stock standard hero adventurer kind of feel that was all in Oblivion, because there were lots of, you know, goblin caves and such. And obviously there was like a stock standard fighters and mages guild. Look, it's not my preference, but it's still got a sort of charm to it. And it's something it didn't have. Oh, there's an eruption of red mountains going again. Well, a rumbling. It's an earthquake, not like a full-scale eruption. I just like my environmental things. This cape is so cool. I forget, like, having flowing fabric really does make a difference. One, two, power attack. One, power attack. He almost sounded like he was about to start a song. No, no, no. That was a cool kill. I feel like there was something up there. I might have been wrong. Alright, we're done. And I better recharge. And there it is. Bend wheel.
Once we're idle.
Whoa. Okay, I forget I have a crossbow. Oh, this is an easy dragon. Oh, that's for me. Okay, to Raven Rock. I really do. Alright, let's just run away. Oh no, they've decided they want to fight. Whoop. Good, that wasn't some good.
Come on! That's the last of them.
Again? Oh no, battle music just came on. I really do like islands like Solstheim, and I always wonder if in future with DLCs they would keep... Sometimes there's just a really good game to... It's kind of like that feeling where you've got like DLCs coming out and it sort of feels like maybe a little like Game Passy or expansion pass things, and they keep releasing new DLCs. But there's something about DLCs that lets them go to new locations and really hone in on the feel and the quality of that individual place. Whoa. Look at that. It's beautiful. I wish the combat music would stop. Maybe it'll stop after it kind of reactivates and then up here. Godstorms are so epic. But yeah, I really wish Skyrim kind of would do a Let's Play. No, sorry. New DLC. Like, they would have new DLCs where they can, like, focus in on a particular feel and go to different, just particular locations. And I know ESO kind of obviously does that by expanding the map in that way. But it is a really cool process to start with a big landmass and then slowly expand the landmass, but continually. And maybe they'll even try something like that for Elder Scrolls 6. You never know. Just especially... I mean, it also suits, to a degree, I guess, their business model. But, like, not a... like, basically ESO expansions, but for a single-player game. I think it'd be really cool. Okay. Whoops. Let's now... back to Storm. Skull Village. So one thing I remember, Dragonborn DLC is, if you actually go the main quest, it's not that long. I remember doing the whole Ravenrock questline and everything. I woke up at like 4 a.m. before school because the DLC downloaded then. And then in high school. And I just gunned the whole thing. I might actually kind of reload this weirdly. Oh no, there we are. It stopped. But Askeladd's so cool. Old and wise and storied. With his wooden hand.
So the dragons have returned. Well, the Skull have survived worse.
Are you ready to trade your secrets to Hermaeus Mora?
The tree stone is still corrupted. The land is still out of balance. But with the other 5 restored,
did I miss some?
It may be enough. It will have to be.
You mean you'll give him what he wants?
Yes. The Skull also tell of the day when we must finally give up our secrets. When Herma Mora finally wins. As shaman, it is my duty to guard these secrets, but also to decide when it is necessary to give them up. I believe that time is now. If I am wrong, may my ancestors forgive me. Give me the book. I will read it and speak to old Herma Mora myself. I will make sure he lives up to his part of the bargain.
I hope you know what you're doing.
That is my hope as well. I am trusting that you will make this sacrifice worthwhile.
Father, you must not do this. That book is wrong, evil.
Also, real quick, tree stone. Did I just completely... Or does it not mark the one? Is the tree stone... No. Okay, tree, water, earth, sun. So the tree stone weirdly not marked, or am I just going insane? I guess I must be going insane. Maybe that was a glitch in dialogue, or... I'm getting what I want. I don't care.
I must, Freya. It is the only way to free Source.
Real quick, is this lighting gonna look better? Yeah, that'll look better.
There comes a time when everything must change. Nothing that lives remains the same forever. Do not fear for me, my daughter. This is the destiny that the All-Maker has laid out for me.
I stand beside you, Father, as always.
I am ready for whatever the foul master of this book has in store for me.
The Skull yields up their secrets offered me the gift I requested. In return, I keep my promise as befits a prince of oblivion. I give you the word of power that you need to challenge Mirak. You will be either a worthy opponent or his successor, as the tides of fate decree.
Father! What have you done? I think he knew what would happen. He saw his death. Go!
It's kind of... It doesn't really give you an option. Like, you kind of have to be the, you know, somewhat bad. Not bad, but it's like, I wish there was kind of an option to deny Hermaeus more. That's one thing Elder Scrolls really needs to work on, is, for Elder Scrolls 6, is just even a simple... Okay. A simple binary option. Like whether to help or betray Hermaeus more in a main quest or something. You know, or help Mercer Frey versus, yeah, like, just a simple binary option would be very much appreciated. In a direction to take a guild, or... I guess now we just read the book. In we go. Askeladd. Gone through so much here to finally fight a destiny thousands of years in the coming. I better use my lantern for this. Oops. Okay. The Aurora's still here. Sometimes, unfortunately, with the mods set up and all the weathers and so on, sometimes the weather doesn't change properly. Maybe if I wait. No. Okay. But I think an Aurora looks cool. Something interesting, something different, you know? But yeah, it doesn't change into the Daedric Realm skyline properly. So for videos, I often have to console command the weather in. Not always, but... Delving pins... let's see. I forget that I've maxed out all my skills, so there's no point. Oops. You just gotta press the button, you know. I literally, there's nothing I need except gold. Well, sorry, I don't even need gold, but like I just don't even need to check the chests. I'm going off script. Askeladd's days of inventory management are long behind him. So to say, I also have spells. Look at that. Yeah, it's just as simple as get in here, I think. Oh no, this is the one that closes on you. Or is it this one? The walls are shrinking around me. Oh, this is... Okay. Final book. Here we go. And I'll grab that black soul gem. Oh, it's common. Oh well. You know what? Let's use this for a bit. Although, hold on. Okay, slow fall on. Let's go. Ah, I can't do it midair. Where were we going again? I may have lost. Wait, no I haven't. Okay, that might take a while that way. And let's also use this stuff. Okay. There we go. Oh, we should not be so casual. Wait, what? Oh, I thought I looked at that and I saw the word howl, and I thought it was a cow, as in like the cowl of the Grey Fox, which is just straight up ridiculous. Okay. What are we thinking? Gnashing blades. Oh, I hate it that when you're locked in like that. It's so crazy to imagine what combat in Elder Scrolls 6 may be like. The real Red Pillars is exactly the same. It just is like a slightly more polished version of Skyrim's, and they still think they can get away with it. And guess what? They can. Whoop. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna sneak up on this one. Just remember. Oh, what? Do you have full damage even? Oh, they do. Oh. I do have this toxic cloud thing. I wonder if it even does much to these guys. They kind of seem... Does not seem worth it. Is it gonna die yet? Or is it... We haven't got... Oh, there we go. Its health bar wasn't showing. I was getting suspicious. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Ben. Yeah, cut the frost breath out. I don't even know what I have to attack with.
He knew you would come. Grosis.
Sure.
The land below us is empty of prey.
This is gonna take a lot. I love how this is basically just a tutorial. Oh, I have a... What am I doing here? I wish I could see. Wait, can I not shoot a crossbow? I don't know, something's going on. I suppose I can't. I'm just... Yeah, I'll just opt out of this whole I guess you can't shoot with a crossbow. That's insane. Forgive me, I don't spend a lot of time riding dragons.
So, Rotar, are you so easily swayed?
They're not exactly the most functional thing.
No, not yet. We should greet our guest first.
Whoa. What is what was that? What? Okay, something... Oh, no. Okay. That wasn't kosher. That was... What the... was that? Just some yellow poison stuff just all of a sudden overwhelmed me and I was done. Alright, we're back on track. Now... let's hope some random yellow poison doesn't just...
And so the first
Okay.
Dragonborn meet the last Dragonborn.
I also don't need this,
No doubt, just as Hermaeus Mora intended, he is a fickle master, you know. But now I will be free of him. My time in Apocrypha is over. You are here in your full power, and thus subject to my full power. You will die, and with the power of your soul, I will return to Solstheim and be master of my own fate once again.
Okay. Let's do this little... No, I'm not accepting Hermaeus Mora. Oh my god. I don't want to speak too soon, but Askeladd's kind of a chump. Fine. I'll accept Hermaeus Mora. It's because I think later there's the shrine comes up, and anyway, you'll see what I mean later. I don't know, I reckon I can just take him with a sword, honestly. Did he just have 2 Mirac staffs for a second? Let's give him a...
did you think to escape me, Mirak? You can hide nothing from me here. No matter. I have found a new Dragonborn to serve me.
May he be rewarded for his service, as I am.
Mira, harbor fantasies of rebellion against me. Learn from his example. Serve me faithfully, and you will continue to be richly rewarded.
That was sudden. This is what, when you can find these pages if you worship Hermaeus Mora and Winter Sun with the Winter Sun mod, but well, and there goes his skeleton. And there it is, the power to reshape his own skills, perks, but his very own power can be reshaped at his will at the cost of dragon souls. You should definitely check out the Hermaeus Mora video explained that I did not long ago, which really explains this sort of theory and thinking. But I think the fate of Askeladd is upon us. I think this is the end. It's where Mirak is defeated and where Askeladd pours through the black libraries of Apocrypha and learns all kinds of secret and hidden information and stories and you know, as the Nords will believe that there was a, you know, the Dragonborn was a Nord, and then others will know the little bits of story that you heard before and know that Askeladd, the true Dragonborn, he went to Solstheim and he never returned. Or perhaps he did return in a different form. I think it's a bit of I like this kind of open-ended ending. I can't really think of anywhere else to sort of land it. This would be the most fitting end, I think. There's no happily ever after for him with the whole king story, but then maybe he accumulates enough power and Apocrypha that he comes back like Mirak intended to, and heads to reclaim what he thought is his birthright, or take revenge on Madanach, or it's a very open-ended possibility. But I think this is where the story of Askeladd ends. Thank you so much for watching all of these videos. I really do like the story of Askeladd. I just felt like there were things that it's like I would like to write a book about Askeladd within the framework of it, but there's so many storytelling opportunities in a Let's Play that you can't really capitalize on unless there are systems within the game to do it with, like, you know, certain choices or paths that you can take. Which there obviously are plenty in Skyrim, but you're working within a framework, and certain arcs don't make sense, like all of a sudden going back to being a petty thief after becoming a super vampire, Dark Brotherhood assassin type character. It just didn't really make sense, or instead doing the whole companions thing. I could have wiggled it and wormed it in, but I just don't think it needed to be there. And perhaps, like I said, another role-playing episode might go much better in that regard. Like if we were to do a certain character that was only to do a certain quest line, or even no quest lines, and instead just create a sort of more free-flowing journey of side quests and such. But I really want to be able to focus on some of these deeper dive Daedra videos, which take a lot of time to do, and but yeah, I really think everyone was owed a ending to the Askeladd story. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll whip up a little nice exit cinematic for you. Thank you, and my name's Scott, and I'll be back to nerd out with you again next time. And so ends the tale of Askeladd. Some may argue that it is just begun, and the tomes read in Apocrypha would reveal new ways to power. However, I like to think, strangely enough, that Askeladd is wiser than that, and perhaps he is able to let go, to realize that to free the Reach was never his dream. The will of the gods and their curses, and the seeds of destiny planted by his mother, all were shackles that bound him to a path set before his birth. Perhaps it is the case for all of us. But I'd like to know, what do you think became of Askeladd?